Hello everyone, this video is for anybody out there that will listen. If you guys don't know who I am, hi, my name is Chance. I am 34 and out of Akron, Ohio. And I am making this video not only for myself, but also on behalf of people like myself that have been victims of cyberbullying, cyber stalking, and digital terrorism. Something I have unfortunately had to deal with for the last 8 years. My journey began 8 years ago when a man named Music Biz Marty tried to make a pass at me, and I turned him down because I am not homosexual, I am not gay, I am straight. Well, when I turned him down, he did not like that. And so he devised a plan that would ultimately ruin my life indefinitely and make my job as a content creator and as a musician much, much harder. This man decided to hire Mass Troll Mafia, whose real name is Kate Peters, to illegally entrap me. He had her trick me into sending certain photos of myself after talking to me. And then when she sent one back, she claimed to be underage. And I later would find out that that photo that she sent, many years later I would find out after that incident, that the photo that she sent was of her daughter. And ever since then, I have been attacked ruthlessly and relentlessly. I have had everything from being shot at through my window during a live stream and police coming out to investigate, and they did nothing. The police here are a fucking joke. I've even had, me and my family have even had a brick thrown through the windshield of my mom's car around last year, around a couple weeks before Christmas last year, or the year before. And these people on the internet, they run around and claim that I talk to little children in a sexual manner when I do not. And whenever I confront these people, they do not show any kind of proof. My family has been the victims of terrorism for the last 8 fucking goddamn years. And I am reaching out to anybody that will listen, including President Donald J. Trump. This video needs to go viral, because this kind of terrorism that I've dealt with is the reason why kids, teens, young adults, and people like myself who are in their 30s lose their jobs, have their whole lives ruined, have their reputations tarnished damn near permanently sometimes. These people that I deal with, they have not only done the things that I previously stated, they also got me fired from my job as a professional Twitch streamer. About 3.5 years ago, I was a professional Twitch streamer. I was making $150 a day, helping out my family with money, and investing in my craft, investing in my job. And then these same people that have been attacking me made it look like I was doing things outside of Twitch that I was not doing. Multiple times they did this. until I got fired. I lost my job. I lost my sponsorships that I had. I lost my partnership with Twitch. I lost everything. And no sooner than they do that, things got very, very worse for me. My family tried to reach out for help after these people started stealing from us, like actually stealing stuff off of our porch and reselling it for profit. My family, a year and a half ago, has contacted the police over 115 fucking goddamn times. 115 plus times. My family has contacted the police. But yet, nothing got done. My family has reached out to every single branch. And I mean every single branch of law enforcement. We have reached out to local law enforcement. We've reached out to FBI. We've reached out to detectives. And at one point, one of my good friends even helped me to reach out to Homeland Security. But yet, my family still got left in the dust. We got made to fend for our fucking selves. Which led me to do things that I did not want to do. Because I was backed into a fucking corner. These people, known as William Gloryhole, Music Biz Marty, and WordBoi, and their group of over 1,000 digital terrorists, and I call them digital terrorists because that's what they are. That's what they do. They run around and they terrorize people for no fucking reason, but to make monetary gain, to make revenue, to make money off the backs of other fucking people like myself, who don't have money, who are working our asses off more than the average fucking person. These people, at one point, backed me into a corner so bad that I was not in a very stable mind state. I was very depressed. I was very upset. I was angry. I was pissed off. I was so depressed that at one point I ended up in the hospital with a leg infection and was told that if I did not start walking again and I did not get rid of that infection that I had in my leg, then I may never walk again within 6 months. I got lucky. I got my ass up and I started walking again. These people have made me do things that I'm not proud of, that I very much regret. Everything from making it to where I felt like I had no choice but to flash Music Biz Marty on his own live stream just to try to get him shut down. And that was done out of pure desperation. Pure desperation. And yes, police came and they talked to me after a certain time of doing it so many times. They came and they talked to me. They gave me a warning not to do it again, and I have abided by that warning. These people have made it so that I am not allowed to go visit Australia, where one of my best friends is, because they contacted the AMCA and made it to where I'm not allowed over there now. When I was supposed to go over there for a trip here within the next couple years to go visit my best friend Clint, who me and him have been planning this trip for years. But now as a result, I don't get to go see him. I don't get to get out of the house like I want. Last year, I got arrested for defending my own family against harassment. An internet troll, if you will, showed up to my house wearing a mask. But he didn't come alone. This man brought half my neighborhood with me. Or, with him onto our property. And when he did that, our neighbors started to get into our faces, and so did he. To where I had no choice but to enact self-defense violence. Not to harm, but to ward off these people. These people would not leave after being warned multiple fucking times to leave. So, I went inside, I grabbed the baseball bat, I came back outside, and I gave the man that was there in the mask a very fair warning. I told him that he needs to leave, and he needs to make these people on our property leave. Otherwise, I was going to have every right to swing on him out of self-defense, because he was harassing my family, harassing me, and putting my family in immediate danger. He refused to leave, so I swung the bat at him. Like I said, it was not to hurt him or to harm him. It was to deter him, to drive him away, to make him see that I am not playing around and I will defend my fucking property no matter what. I got arrested, and then I got let out the next day. And then for almost 6 months, I was in and out of court, all to find out that this man was not showing up to court on the last court date. So the charges got dropped. These people are pure fucking evil. And Donald Trump, yes, I'm calling you out because you're supposed to be our leader. You're supposed to do stuff about this. My friends, my family have all tried to do stuff about this. These same people that have been bullying me and terrorizing me and my family have not only done everything I told you about, but in the last 2 months, they have committed, count this, 1, 2, 3 acts of mail theft. 3 different times they have committed mail theft and gotten away with it. Why? Because no one knows who these people are. Every time my family reached out for help to law enforcement, they always say the same thing. Without names and addresses, we can't do anything. It's supposed to be their fucking job to do what me and my family can't do. My family isn't technologically smart enough to find where these people live. And not only have they done that to me, they have done over $2,000 in property damages to me personally by destroying 2 of my Xboxes, 2 of my computers, one of which was a very expensive $1,000+ gaming computer that I used to make my content, that I used for my music, to create music. that I use for my job. And plus 2 external hard drives that are well over $300 for those 2 PCs. And these people have openly said that they will not stop coming after me. They will not stop harassing me. These people are also sex traffickers. They tricked my ex-fiancée, Kira Grieve, who I was engaged to for over 4 months. They tricked her into leaving me for one of their people, who is now forcing her to make sex tapes. And those people that are selling it are William Gloriole and WordBoi and Music Biz Marty in their secret Discord server, where they plan everything out. These people are forcing her to make sex tapes and are using her to make a profit. And she has a 5-year-old son who is bearing witness to all of this. But yet, nobody's doing a damn thing about it. Yes, I have made death threats. Yes, I have said shit, and that is out of line. But given the circumstance of what's going on, I'd say it was well fucking warranted for what these people have done to me and my family. Because everything I have done and said was never out of spite. It was never out of ill intentions. It was out of pure self-defense of myself and my fucking family. Every time. It was me defending my family and my friends and trying to take my fucking life back. These people, they don't care about the law. They don't give a shit what happens. Ever since that incident with Music Biz Marty, where he illegally entrapped me because I turned him down, a whole lot of people have seen me as a when I am not a pedophile. I was illegally entrapped. I was isolated from my friends, my family. I've lost 17-year-long friendships with some of my closest friends. My own adoptive dad, who my mom was married to when I was born, disowned me on Music Biz Marty's live stream in front of over 1,000 fucking people. Because of these people, I have no normal life. I have no job currently. I can't get a job because of these people. Because of the bad reputation that they have forcibly stuck on me. Because here's what they would do, and the reason I know they would do this is because they did it to my best friend Brendan, who has since passed away a mere couple years ago. What they would do is either call up there and harass my work, just like they did with him, until I got fired, just like they did with my friend Brendan. Or they would send one of their little troll friends or one of their followers up there to where I work, wherever that place may be, and harass me over and over and over and over until I lash out, and then I end up without a job and I end up arrested and in jail doing time over being harassed. That's what these people would do. And Trump, I'm calling you the f*** out. You need to do something about this. You're supposed to be our leader. You're supposed to be the one in charge. My question to you is this. If you know shit like this is going on, why are platforms like YouTube and all other social media not being held responsible for shit like this that goes on their platform? This illegal shit that goes on their platform. Why? Why are they not being held responsible? Why are they not being held accountable? It's because of people like these people that people like myself take every fucking goddamn day. About 4.5 years ago, I attempted to take my own life 2 different times because of these people. I've had to watch friends' lives get ruined because of these people. Anybody that reached out to try to help me, they go after. These people need to be shut down. This isn't just a one and done thing. No, this is a freaking epidemic. These guys are like parasites. They're not going away unless you, Donald Trump, step up and take hold and do something about it. Because I've been speaking out for people like myself who have been victimized by these people every fucking day for the last 8 years. And Trump, it's time for you to step up as well. You are our leader of this country. You say you want to make America great again? Then start with this. Start with making social media a safer place for content creators that actually create good content to grow and to be successful and to live a happy, long life. Because that's what people like me and other content creators that get put in the dark, that's what we deserve. We deserve to live our lives. We deserve to have jobs that we enjoy. We deserve to make money doing what we love, what we enjoy. I myself, I love creating content. Whether it's creating music, whether it's doing vocal cover streams, whether it's creating artwork, whether it's doing gaming, whether it's creating video games themselves, whether it's just sitting down and hanging out and talking and inspiring people. I love creating content. I absolutely love it. When I started making content back in 2009, I knew I was going to have haters. I knew that, and I was prepared for that. I was ready for that. But I was not prepared for my whole life to be torn to shreds in a matter of 8 years. 8 goddamn years, my life has been a living nightmare. Like I said, these people are mail thieves. And anytime anybody tries to send me anything to help me out, whether it's a brand new Xbox, whether it's a brand new computer, whatever that thing may be, these people track it down and steal it. 3 different times I have been stolen from. 2 times before, a very good friend of mine was trying to send me a brand new PC 2 different times to replace the one that the trolls planted a virus in and destroyed, so that I would have something to continue to create my content. they took it and had it rerouted after threatening her. 2 different times they threatened her and had it rerouted. And just today, another good friend of mine was trying to send me an Xbox Series X to replace my bricked Xbox that William and them are responsible for. And they rerouted that too. So now, me and my family and my friends have to call the local USPS and call the USPS customer service and police and let them know what's going on. This is the kind of shit, this kind of behavior that these people do is what drives good people to end lives. That's why there's so many people taking lives. Because of this f***ing troll garbage. And these trolls, they say that, oh, it's freedom of speech. No, it's not. There's a fine line. There's a very fine line between freedom of speech and saying what's on your mind and terrorism. And what these people are doing is blatant f***ing terrorism. For the last 8 goddamn years, Trump, I have been a victim of this shit. And you know, a lot of law enforcement have said, get off the internet, get off the internet. To that I say this, why should I get off the internet when I'm not doing anything wrong? I tried to get off the internet, and guess what happened? My family got attacked in real life. We've had everything from a brick thrown through the windshield of my mom's car that we had to pay almost $1,000 to replace, that we didn't really have the money for. We've had literal threats towards our house and our family against us. We've had drones drop jars of glass jars and cans of paint on the roof of our house that we've had to pay somebody to repair. We've even had to have hazmat out here because somebody sent a white powder out here and we didn't know what it was. So we called police, they called fire department, and fire department called hazmat. Thankfully, it just turned out to be table salt. This kind of behavior, Trump, is what you need to focus on stopping. This kind of shit needs to be brought to light. Because like I said, how long is it going to be before the next troll or the next digital terrorist, as I call them, because that's what they are. They're digital terrorists. Because they run around terrorizing people. And anybody that tries to help me, they go after their friends, their family, and their work. So yeah, they are digital terrorists. But like I was going to say, how long is it going to be before the next family has to suffer? Because you as leader won't step up and do something. I am not only speaking on my behalf, I am speaking on behalf of everybody that has been victimized by any troll on the face of the internet and nobody doing a damn thing about it. YouTube is not being held responsible for what goes on. Discord is not being held responsible for what's going on. Facebook is not being held responsible for the terrorist groups that it is dealing with. There are groups of over 1,000 people on Facebook, and 3 different groups dedicated to ruining my life. There are whole ass freaking Reddits and subreddits dedicated to harassing me. There are secret Discord servers where these people plot and plan on how to ruin my life, how to screw my life up. These people need to be stopped, Trump. These people need to be brought to justice before another family suffers. Because I've had friends that have died for this cause. One person who I didn't necessarily know personally, but he was still a very good friend to me through his live streams, through the platform TikTok, was the Inquisitor. And his story is very similar to mine. Some people tried to make him look like a and it got so bad that unfortunately he ended up taking it. And unfortunately he is no longer with us. The Inquisitor was a TikTok cosplayer who dressed up and combined characters from the very famous series Star Wars and the video game series Call of Duty. He was personally one of my favorite streamers. And yet look what happened to him. So my question to you, Trump, is how many people need to suffer and before you step up and do something? And if you ask me, law enforcement shouldn't expect us to have all the answers of who's harassing us. Sometimes we don't know because they live out of state or in other countries. The police cannot expect us to have all the answers. I don't know who William Glory Hole is. I don't know where he lives. I don't know his real name. I don't know his address. This man lives out of state. I do not personally know this man. I do not personally know Music Biz Marty. I personally do not know WordBoi. And if you don't know who those people are, those are the 3 people that have been harassing me on YouTube over the last 8 years. But yet, nobody's doing a damn thing to stop them. And when their accounts do get banned, they make another one, and another one, and another one, and just keep going. When does it fucking stop? When? I have sat here and watched my family and my friends suffer because of what these people do. My career, my lifelong dreams that I have worked my ass off for to make a reality. My living. My life's work. All because of these people has been put in jeopardy. So I'm asking anybody out there who can get this to President Donald Trump, blast him with it. Make sure he sees this. And if there is anybody else out there that would like to help, please share this with your friends. Share this with your family. This is a call to action to put a stop to the troll community. Not just for myself, but for everybody else. Because next thing you know, it could be your kid, or your son, or your daughter that gets targeted by these people next. Sad thing is, these same people that are doing this are the same ones that work in our grocery stores, that work at our construction sites, in our soup kitchens, as cooks in our restaurants, as our computer scientists, as our tech support guys, as our Amazon workers, as our Walmart staff, as the local dude at the gas station that works there. But yet, no one does anything. That's why I'm making this call to action. Something needs to be done. Someone needs to step up and do something. Do something, because I will not be silent anymore. I will continue to speak out against this tyranny, against this harassment, against this terrorism. My family got left to fend for ourselves because of the YouTubers Wayne Glory Hole, Music Biz Marty, and WordBoi. And I'm not going to sit here and watch anybody else suffer the same fate that I did. So, if anybody out there can help, please do so. Get this to Donald Trump, or to somebody that can help to put a stop to this.